Latin America is the region which saw the most killings overall, with Colombia the worst affected country with 65 deaths. In Africa, the highest number of killings recorded were in the Democratic Republic of Congo, South Africa and Uganda, with 15, 12 and 1 person killed, respectively. I'm now joined by the BBC World Service Environment correspondent, Navin Singh Khadka. Navin, these numbers, especially in Africa, seem to be just a tip of the iceberg. Am I right?
You are very right. And Global Witness, the campaigners who have brought this thing out, they made it clear that this is just what they have found, but that is not the entire story, because in many cases, they can't find out, as it has pointed out that even governments tend to not to say clearly what happened, and so on and so forth. And you know that it's also about the corporate world, what they call uncontrolled corporate powers. So as a result, and also quickly, when I speak to defenders, what they also say is they are repeatedly labeled as anti-national, anti-people, anti-development. And they say that actually they want to safeguard all these different ecosystems or natural systems for the people only, or let's say mining, whatever it does to people's health. They're talking about them, and yet they're being labeled as anti-national, and that is a huge challenge for them.
Now, no murder is acceptable, of course not, but explain to us why these are so important and what the implications might be in the bigger picture.
So you see, Global Witness brings this report almost every year, and we've been hearing about this. We've been seeing all this for quite some time now. But then, of late, this particular report, for example, they are kind of talking about climate change, why it is so important. And the thing is, as you know, that we are, we're seeing all this acute climate change impacts all around the world. And what scientists are telling us is that right now what we have is the natural safeguards, nature-based solutions, natural ecosystems, which people can use to defend themselves, because technological fixes are they're not proven yet. It might take many years. So if you want to have those natural ecosystems, forests, rivers, or whatever, then clearly you'll have to defend those defenders. If the defenders cannot defend those ecosystems, then how will you use those natural safeguards? That's a very, very pertinent question here.
And, COP26 is coming up in November, in just under 2 months' time. What can world leaders do to ensure environmental campaigners aren't targeted?
Well, the first thing is, if this issue, how much of space will it get there? Because usually you see these meetings tend to be overshadowed by overarching agendas, like, for example, carbon emission reductions and so on and so forth. So the question is, will this get space? And then, of course, reports like this also have recommended, for example, introduction of legislation that kind of deals with, situation like this, how people who are defenders, how they should not be called criminals and so on and so forth. And also, if in the same COP, the challenge will be how will they juggle the issue of economy, basically in the post-pandemic recovery case, because the economies are battered and countries are talking about utilizing those natural resources. Even then, the issue of environmental defenders will be crucial.
Navin, thank you very much for talking to us here on Focus on Africa. That's my colleague, Navin Khadka. Thank you very much.